Good morning, welcome back to Not Another Budget. I'm Nicole. Just off camera right here is Mr. Bowie. He is needing some attention this morning because why not? You might be able to hear him purring as well. On this channel, I'm attempting to cash budget my way out of debt and fix several years of financial misbehaviour. And if that's something you're interested in following along with, please don't forget to stick around and check out the other content that I've created for you on this channel. I'm going to get distracted by the cat now, so I'm quite sorry. Just wondering if I can show you quickly what he's doing. Hi! You gonna say hi to everyone? You're like, no. Here we go. Okay. Back on to the planned and regularly scheduled business, which is setting up my second month's budget, which is October. And as you can see, I've got a lovely kind of autumnal theme, which is my favourite season of the year. I think autumn budgets, formerly Halloween budgets, formerly Emily's budgets, or formerly Emily budgets, has said it's a lifestyle, not an event. And yeah, I definitely, if I could live somewhere that had an autumn lifestyle, I'd be very, very happy. But it is time to set up for October's budget, and I've already run some preliminary numbers, which you're going to see, which at the minute I may make changes to on this video, but for now, cat has left. Wonderful. I can actually spread out now. But for now, we are just going to sticker and set up with the day dots for the month. And this is something that has been working relatively well so far. I am a little bit behind in terms of putting in my days based expenses on this in September, which is why you haven't seen any of that yet. Oh no, I broke number 2. This is an excellent start, isn't it? Is it sticky? I think so. Yeah, there's something there. We have been told that we are getting our bursary payments on the Monday, the 2nd of October, which is a couple of days earlier than I thought. And to be honest, I'm not going to complain about that. And also for my own kind of brain, it's nice to have it all starting from the same week. However, once again, October is going to be another case of me wanting to have my cake and eat it in terms of like debt payoff and savings, as well as just general based expenses. I at the minute can't get my car booked into an MOT, so everywhere around where I am is just completely chock-a-block, has been chock-a-block. I have the issue as well where my weekday time now is quite limited, so then if I try it and find somewhere that can take it on a weekend along with everyone else, that's another issue. My brother is going to my MOT expires this coming Friday, so my brother is going to let me borrow his car. I'm insured, I'll be insured as a third party, so not ideal, but my own regular insurance will cover me driving around in his car, thankfully. So I don't then need to pay for an additional set of insurance on him. So that I can do in the meantime, but at the minute it's looking like I can't even get my car booked into its MOT until the end of October is the nearest opening. Thankfully that does coincide with my school half term or school break dates, which are the end of October, but that's kind of a week when I'd planned to do an awful lot of sorting out on the house, clearing of the garage, and I'm kind of gonna need a car for that. The only reason why my brother is letting me borrow his car is because he is not yet qualified to drive and also works Monday to Friday. So at the minute it's looking like I will borrow his car Monday to Friday from Monday the 2nd, and he will have it back to learn to drive on the weekends, and then through a bit of jiggery pokery and help, I think, from mum and dad, they will get the car over to me ready for a Monday school start. So it's not ideal. It's something I've been trying to get booked in since August, and it was just going to appear, you know, on the budget as a car related cost whenever it happened, but not a lot of garages and a large population, or not a lot of garages that can just run MOTs without it impacting on their other business, which is fair enough. So for anyone in America, an MOT is basically a car health check that you're required to have by law in the UK every single year. It basically says that your car is or is not safe to drive on the roads, and if it's not safe to drive and it's your MOT has expired, you can't drive your car until it is repaired. So yeah, touch wood, everything's going to be fine. I mean, it's had its new tyres and everything like that, so but it's just now getting it booked in, which is a bit of a pain. But oh well, you'll see when that happens, because it will be in my budget. Although at this rate it may not be until November's budget, but there we go. So that's going on. I am still, while I'm just sticking these stickers, I thought I might just give you a little bit of a rambly catch up before we get to the money. I am, still teacher training. You know, nearly a month down, and yeah, it's going okay. A bit disjointed September. Lots of kind of, there's been lots of off timetable school events, which I've been told that I needed to take part in, and also alternative phase and SEND school observation visits, PGCE conference days. So it's meant that I've not really at all had a full week in a school, in my school that I'm currently based in, and therefore it's felt very kind of disjointed. I haven't, therefore, because I've either been driving or not driving, or driving 2 hours each way to go to a conference and things like that, or you know, having to stay for open evening for new prospective parents for until 8 o'clock in the evening. That's tomorrow, which I'm not really excited about, but there we go. It's meant that I don't really have a routine down yet, and that is affecting me a little bit, I will be honest. I'm not a fan of a non-routine based thing. I've got a feeling I'm going to have a 5-week month as well. Oh, wonderful. That's a pain. Okay. But I do also have some decisions to make regarding the hobby type things that I've collected over the years, the things that I was running in terms of a business. So a lot of sewing and fabric supplies, no fabric haberdashery things, and whether I do just sit there and acknowledge and go, okay, as a trainee, I have no time to do this. As a newly qualified or teacher, or an early careers teacher now, as they're called, for the next 2 years after that. So that's a 3-year total span. I'm not going to get the time to get this done. So do I just, with the exception of the things that are going to be extraordinarily expensive for me to replace if I were to buy them again, do I just let them go? Do I just sell them and get the money for them? And let's look at my budget and see if there is a case to be made for it, because I think you'll find there might be. Now, I've not done any budgeting goals yet. We'll do that together. But at the minute, can you all see? I hope so. This is going to be now my normal income going forward monthly, with the exceptions of January and April, when I will also get a student loan payment. But my normal monthly income without any extra surveys or Vinted or anything else is £2,000. And in terms of my bills, we can see them all listed here, but it's a total of £1,293, £850 rent, £28 mobile, £35 internet, council tax £15, car tax £15, car insurance £56, Spotify £5.99. Thank you to the person in my comments who told me that actually as a student you get cheaper Spotify. That's wonderful, so I took advantage of that. Google Storage £159, Better Me £3.59. Water rates are £55. They have gone up because we are now paying ahead for next year because of the way my water company structure their billing. It's wonderful. And then £10.50 for AA breakdown cover. Pet insurance is £21.78, Instant Ink is £5.49, gas and electric is £100, and then YouTube Premium is £12.99. So that's the core bills, and that's unlikely to change. In terms of my flexible, so I guess these are like my normal cash envelopes. We have food of 160, we have fuel of 250, which again, because of the amount of extra drives I've been doing and inconsistencies with my journeys each week, I can't even confidently say whether that is too much or not enough yet, so we're keeping it at that for now. The cat is 50, medical is 20, household is 20, spending is 100, and then teaching as a spending category is going to be 25, and that's based on books and resources basically. In terms of my stand, that's a total of £625. In terms of my standard sinking funds, I'd like to put £200 into my emergency fund as a regular saving pot, and then health of £50, which is a total of £250 standard savings. And in terms of minimum non-snowball debt payments, it's £100 to my guarantor and then £92 total to my normal debt minimums. However, as we've discussed in my Am I Going to Snowball a breakdown, because I have paid off Lantern and that minimum payment was £79.81, I'm going to use that as my snowball. So I'm going to immediately pay off CARS, which is my next smallest debt, which is £70.36, and then put the extra as an extra payment to Credit Spring, who also have a minimum payment of £10 in this normal debt amount. So the total paid to Credit Spring would be £34, and my debt snowball at the minute is £94.36. However, if we look at this little very basic breakdown here, we can see in terms of a summary that although my total income is £2,000, because of these expenditures here, why have I put £478.36? I don't know. That looks interesting. Okay. Have I put that in the wrong box? Spoiler alert. That's how much I paid to debt in, I think September. What month are we in? September. Yeah. Have I just put this in the wrong box? Probably. Either way, we can clearly see, although this number might be wrong, that I have not enough income for what I want to do the month, because quite clearly by the time I'd put £250 into sinking funds before I'd even addressed my debt, I was over budget. So yeah. So now it's a case of wanting to have my cake and eat it, which is going to be a consistent thing, I think. And also, how am I going to do this? Do I hope that I spend less at the end of each week on my sinking fund categories, on my spending categories, and therefore roll that money into sinking funds? But it's a 5-week month. Wonderful. So it's already, well, kind of. Yeah, ish. Either way, I'm going to be needing to put petrol in on the 29th. So, yeah, that's going to be a thing. Do I kind of sit there and go, okay, do I reduce these down? Do I try and keep them as I am? Because I'm very kind of comfortable with these as categories. I don't think that's extortionate either. Obviously, fuel is the biggest one, and that's still too much of a question mark. I keep YouTube Premium and Spotify, like my subscriptions are fine. They're just over £20, which is what it is. And the rest are all very core bills that I need to pay. So there's nothing really outrageous that I can strip from there. My rent obviously is what it is. And then my minimum debt payments are what they are. But I am still determined to do a snowball. So what I am going to try and do... What are you doing? I don't quite know what you are. So what I am going to look at... I do have a really, really solid window to get stuff shifted. However, it is not until it starts here on the 20th and it ends on the 29th. So I've got a 9-day period where I can go through and aggressively list. However, as we know, Vinted, if that was to be, or even eBay, the primary channels that I sell on, they take about a week-ish, probably a little bit more now, to turn around, which is going to put me at the end of the month and then doesn't solve the fact that my minimum debt payments are due on the 5th, so they're due on the very start of the month. And yes, you can hear the washing machine taking off in the background. Don't pay any mind to it. Trying to get stuff done in the mornings before I start my job. And also, you know, CARS and Credit Spring, their minimum payments are due out on the 5th as well, because that's when everything's meant to go, along with most of my bills. So I have to pay these. They're due to go out anyway. I don't really want them to bounce. You know, I'm quite excited to get debt paid off, and then these are what they are. Maybe try and spend less throughout the month, but still set aside the main amount. I think I need to look at my... So here we are, let's do some budgeting goals, because this is perfectly timed while I figure out this conundrum. I need to look overall at my schedule. travelling time, time at work, time at home, set up a tasks calendar, because that's going to help, because at the minute I'm doing my laundry at like 7:30 in the morning, so that I can get it out and on the line. Calendar, that's spelled wrong. I always spell that word wrong. Set up a tasks calendar for regularity. Build in. Problem is, a lot of this stuff is in the garage, and I can't get realistically to the garage until the 20th, unless I free up a weekend, which I'm going to be home based at the weekend anyway, because I can't be doing that. I need to monthly cash stuff, because that did work last time, and keep the money in the envelopes as well. Monthly cash stuff, look at payment dates, look at payment / stuffing windows for savings, and I'm just going to put end of month ? And then I also need to set up a Vinted plan. I do need to clarify what's going on there, but I don't have my calculator to hand. I think I've left it downstairs. I'm not doing a car boot in October. And set up a Vinted selling plan with targets and structure. And I think it's just something that I'm going to have to do, because I'm not going to take from the debt snowball, and I don't want to take from savings. I think I need to get practiced at doing that. It may mean that actually the money comes from, if I can't get extra money in, it comes from my, not spent at the end of a week thing. I'm pretty good and pretty well stocked for the cats, thanks to me raiding Wilko's stocks. Medical, I'll need things. Household, I will need things. And then food, I'll need a couple of things. But again, even what I'm taking for lunches day on day has been different based on what I've been doing. So there's not even really a set practice there. So I don't really know yet what I am regularly buying on my food shop on a weekly work-based basis, because I've not had a regular working week yet. So October is the first month really where things are going to get settled. And at the same time as well, it's making good progress on my debts. Or alternatively, I just go, okay, right, don't do any additional planned saving like an emergency fund between now and January, when I have those extra money coming in, when I have the extra boom payment coming in, and just focus on paying down debt, maybe. And that's always something to consider. I'd prefer not to, but we'll see. It's which itches more. Do I want to save more, or do I want to pay off debt more? And at the minute, the paying off debt more is winning. However, I am conscious that obviously if the MOT, whenever I get it booked and done, goes sideways, that could potentially impact on an emergency fund in terms of needing one. But overall, touch wood, my car is in good health. Anything that would have flagged up on an MOT has already been dealt with. And yeah, I'll just have to pull money from the other things that I've saved and then restart, I guess. That is the current conundrum. I have lots of conundrums that I am currently dealing with, and I will tell you those as and when I film my next video. But yeah, let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. What would you do? I mean, just to quickly go over again, if someone's kind of dipped out and come back in, do genuinely leave your comments down below, but be kind if it's something that, you know, just be kind in the comments, it's fine. Overall income, £2,000. Total core bills are £1,293. Total subscription spend is just over £20, so I'm not going to cancel those, and all of these bills are core and essential. Total flexible spending so far is £625. There is scope for maybe that to come down, but that may be based on money left in envelopes, you know, 2 or 3 weeks into the month. The two biggies are the food of 160 and fuel of 250, but at the minute, as I have just explained, I'm not yet fully settled on a routine in terms of what food I am buying for work, and also my fuel has been non-typical, so I don't want to budge from this yet. I need a couple of months of data essentially before I do. Planned emergency fund savings £200, planned health savings is £50. Minimum debt payments are £192, and then I have a snowball amount of £94.36. That is based on my original debt minimums. The original debt minimums that I'd set up was, I think, 271 something, and I paid off a debt, and that minimum has rolled into this. That is why that's like that. So let me know what you would do down in the comments below. All of the fixed and debt minimum payments are set up on to go out on a specific date. I don't want to incur late fees by missing or cancelling them. And then the money that I can play around with if I have no other income, is all in here in terms of what I spend and what I save and when. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to go do some washing up and just some general household tasks, and yeah, sit there tonight and actually think of a decent schedule for getting these things done that's not 6 a.m. in the morning. And I will love you and leave you now. Have a wonderful budgeting day wherever you are in the world, and I will see you very soon. Bye bye for now.